Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered and another fastest map ever cast on Space, the map from StarCraftWorld.net. In case you haven't seen this map before, it's just pretty much set up for how many players? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players. 3 on the bottom, 3 on the top, and 2 on the sides. And if you're here, I basically assume you know what fastest map is, and if you don't, then you will figure it out as we go along. All right, let's go ahead and get the Fog of War back up here. We have had some people be like, wait, why does Fog of War need to be up? I don't know, man. I just tell you that I cast games where it was off early in my casting career, and it did not go well for me. It was really bad news. So I am. Anyway, what I did, I went to StarCraftWorld.net, I found the currently highest ranked player, grabbed one of their replays, and here we are against another very highly ranked player. I'm going to tell you this is the number 1 and number 3 ranked players on this little StarCraft Brood War fastest map ever league that I found a while ago. Haven't cast the fastest map ever map in a recent while, so here we go. Alright, so it's going to be Terran versus Protoss. Top right-hand corner is the yellow Terran player, JH. And in the bottom right is the purple Protoss player, ManDinGo07. ManDinGo07. Kind of feels like a James Bond reference, probably. Now, I did some Googling just to see, you know, what the current meta is for fastest map ever, how people feel about the matchups, and people are really worried about Terran in the early game. They say Terran early game sucks, but Terran late game is nigh unstoppable in a lot of matchups in fastest map ever. Just the ability to pump infinite units of things like tanks, marines, medics, even battle cruisers sometimes can be pretty good. Makes them very, very good, but in the early stages, marines aren't that great against most things that you can see. So we'll see if JH can overcome that, get into the late game and make something happen, or if the Protoss is just too strong. But it should be a good one regardless. As always, remember to hit that like button. If you click on my videos a lot, like buttons help me get more vision, more visibility out there. People will say, hey, what's this YouTube has recommended? There are fastest map ever replays on YouTube. I had no idea. And then they click and they come and they have conversations with you in the comments, and everybody wins. And also I've had people say, Falcon, would you please remind me to say or hit like? And so I am. That's what I'm doing. Either way, Marine's already out here, 2.5 minutes into the game. Zoom, 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 zoom. Heading on down, and they're going to try to take down this pylon. One thing I noticed recently, too, check out the animation on this Marine. It lights up his suit and his visor. The muzzle flash from his gun, from his Gauss rifle. Isn't that cool? And the way his arm kind of, jiggles back with the recoil. Zealots are out, though. Zealots are out for blood. Nobody should die to these Zealots. Oh, that was close. That guy almost died to these Zealots. SCV can die to the Zealots, but did not. Too many Marines are here, man. This early game not looking good out of ManDingo, but all he really needs to do is just force the Terran back. This is a zoning thing right now. Keep them out until cannons possibly show up, until maybe some Dragoons. I don't know. What do you do against all these Marines? Zealots, again, good at zoning, good at pushing back, but not great at killing Marines. We'll see. ManDingo tried to throw up a pylon on the right side. Nope, Marines found that. It's just going to be all bio all day here. From JH, I don't think you can make this work. I don't think you can go just straight up bio all the time. Especially not against Protoss, just because, you know, Storm exists. But I suppose if your opponent is going for a lot of Zealots, bio might be the way to go. Tanks aren't going to do very well against mass Zealot, especially if we see a tech up to Zealot legs, which we're not doing, by the way. There's a forge. There's another Nexus here to facilitate additional resources faster, and again, faster resources mean faster making stuff, and that's what fastest map ever is all about. Oh, is this a trap? Oh, it's a Zealot trap. It's a Zealot fly trap. Gonna try to come on in here and get some stuff done. The Marines are, no, there are Zealots everywhere. No, why aren't you attacking? There we go. The trap was sprung, and I think a Marine died as a result. ManDingo, you're at APM about 200, which is good, but could be better. Ooh, Firebats. Yes, Firebats coming out now. Firebats are so good against both Zerglings and Zealots, against Z-Things. Firebats are great, and some medics here too. This is bad. ManDingo is in trouble right now. Trying to just kill what they can. Another Marine goes down, but Zealots are falling just far, far too quickly here. However, cannon's going to help pretty immensely. Firebats suck against cannons. So extra cannon shots here. You don't want to fight in the range of the cannons. JH Careful, dude. Alright, well, we're going to try to take this cannon down. They do focus it, which is nice. But 2 additional cannons, too much. The fire bats do join the party, which is fantastic for them. And let's see how they do. Again, the Zealot sees the fire bat. It's like, oh, no, let's get out of here. Gateway up here to absorb and take some damage from the Marines. The cannons can get on up. More and more Zealots at a time in production, where Marines just continually pouring out of these barracks. For JH, he is taking up to a factory. Just first one is finishing. He's going for range for his Marines, too. And here we go. Zealot trying to get on top of this. The fire bats, though. Whoosh, whoosh. Whoosh, whoosh. And getting healed up. One of the fire bats does get focused down by the Zealots, but the rest of the Zealots are gone. However, most of the rest of JH's stuff is dead here, too. So everybody heads out. Alright, so ManDinGo, kind of touch and go right now. I don't think he probably can't feel too pretty good about his situation, but he's not dead. So we can't feel too bad about it either. I'm just worried about when the tanks and the vultures start showing up, and then suddenly the Zealots are not doing so hot. But he's buying time. He's buying time is what he is to get. Really? Are you still just making Zealots, my good friend? He's still just Zealoting. Hey, a Cyber Core is done, and a Citadel of a Dune. He is going for Zealot legs. Ooh, how is mass Zealot legs going to work here against this guy over here, who is definitely teching into tanks as he's getting siege? He hasn't made any vulture bikes yet, though. We'll keep an eye on that one. And yeah, he's got a lot of supply. He is nowhere near being supply blocked, but really neither is ManDinGo, so both players keeping on top of that. Really important in fastest map ever. Make sure you don't get supply blocked. It's a bad feeling when you are, because every minute that goes by, you're losing the ability to make more units. Fastest units. All right, Citadel done. How fast do we start getting legs? The answer is... there we go. About 4 seconds. Not bad. Not bad at all. So 3 cannons versus a whole lot of Zealots versus this Marine medic army. It's not making fire bats. He's going to save his gas for things like tanks and vultures right now. Oh, not vultures. Vultures are not a gas unit, but tanks. Tanks for sure. Tanks in production. One attack here for the infantry. One tank is already out. Honestly, might as well just set up the tank on the outside here and start firing on those cannons. There we go. Tank is moving into position to do so. And I am... there's the... okay, so Templar Archives. Maybe like an Archon Zealot thing would be very great. Kind of like the idea of an Archon Zealot thing. Alright, well, 3 shots that cannon. Phew, that is so much damage. And 3 shots that one too. Yeah, your static defense is toast. He is throwing up additional ones back here. He's waiting for that Templar Archives to finish. Whether that's going to be for Storm, if he has time to get Storm, I don't know. He's not starting it with the Templar Archives, at the very least. Meanwhile, back in Terran land, he's just building more and more factories. Starting to bring a dropship over too. Dropping does seem pretty good if your opponent is walling off their front with cannons. Maybe a drop back here would be pretty damaging, but there are, you know, got cannons in different defensive positions here too coming in. So he's not totally out. And there is your Storm. So definitely going for Storm here. Is he going to buy enough time to where he can storm these units before everything just dies is the question. Storm takes a while to research. Drop swinging on in. That is a double tank drop. There's a lot of Zealots back here though. And there's a cannon firing on this dropship. And the tanks try to go in siege mode, but there are Zealots. No! Oh, we got to focus the probes. Dang, that was a big hit. That was a big hit on the probes on the left side there. I think most of them got pulled based on the location of where a bunch of these dudes are. But the dropship gets picked out of the sky there too. So that could have been a lot worse, but so far ManDinGo is doing just fine. Like the bunkers getting set up at the front, additional factories in production, working on those tanks. 3 tanks at a time now. Singularity charge finishing. Dragoons with range could be pretty good against these tanks and these Marines at a certain level too. And this tank has just been wrecking it. He's got 6 kills already. I listened to an interview with is it Colin Firth? The Irish actor, I want to say it's Colin Firth. Free tank though, by the way. That's fun. And his Irish accent, it just it's not strong. It's, you can notice it, but it's not like it's crazy strong Irish accent. Anyway, I liked it very much. All right, so swinging on in, another dropship. Cannons and Dragoons ready to rock. Dropship is, well, not dead, but the tanks that are unloaded here are basically dead. Did you get another 28 kills on that tank. Ah! These tank drops are doing immense amounts of damage. Wow. 28 kills on that tank. Was that the... No, that wasn't the tank here because that tank is dead. My gosh, this is a lot of fast zealots with almost +1 attack. But these are what the bunkers are for. The bunkers are going to make it hard for the zealots to get through here without question. APM for these players is hovering around 200 each, which is pretty darn nice. Especially on fastest map, where APM can really go to use, where you have a lot of buildings. You can hotkey them, but you don't have enough hotkeys for every one of these gateways. So you're scrolling through, clicking on them all, making 4 High Templar at a time, making 2 tanks and a Marine and an SCV at the time here too. Both players spending their money fairly effectively. JH is gas starved, without question. ManDinGo is actually floating maybe closer to 800, 900 resources, both on gas and minerals. But here comes another double drop attempt out of JH, and Zealot's getting... Oh, why would you siege up there? That's not going to happen. This drop ship does get picked off. Nicely done. Nicely done by ManDinGo. More and more factories, more and more tanks. Making Goliaths now, which is an interesting choice because definitely no Stargates. Well, I lie. There is a Stargate. So maybe we can start seeing carriers out of ManDinGo. It does seem to be something you can do in these fastest map ever games. You can do them against Terran in a non-fastest map ever game too, so shouldn't be a problem. But a Corsair first of all, and Canaran Amulet, increasing the energy potential and capacity of the High Templar. Is he killing his own bunkers? He's killing his own bunkers so he can get out, and his own supply depot so he can get out. The attacking never came. He was prepared for it, and it never came. Dropship takes some shots, escaping by this Dragoon, who is positioned here for this very purpose. And here we go. Oh, the Zealots are going to try to engage here. I don't know about this. Storm, pretty amazing. The bio gets wiped out fairly quickly, but the tanks are actually a bit of a problem, although not as much of a problem, again, for Zealots with speed and with +1 attack. He's going to kite as best he can here, but ow, 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 ow. A lot of Zealots getting hacked away. That Zealot took some shots to the face, but he's not dead, and that's really what matters at this stage. Shuttle's on the way. Might start seeing some storm drops out of ManDinGo. Trying to win this thing again. Both these players are very, very, very good at fastest map ever on this map. I have seen requests for Korean fastest map ever games. This is not what this is, obviously, but if you have access to them, you have a website where they are, please let me know, and I'll grab them and I'll cast them, but I can't find any. This has really been the struggle with the Brood War aspect of my channel, is finding great replays. It's worked out. It's worked out so far. I just worry so much because I can't gain access to ASL or GSL replays that, or KSL replays that it's gonna hurt. Yeah, this is not working with your Zealots, man. You're taking a lot of stuff with you, but so many Zealots are getting evaporated. The Zealot evaporation sound is coming more frequently than the Marine death sound, although ManDinGo making stuff happen here. The tanks aren't really your best option. Goliaths do surprisingly well against Zealots, bad against Dragoons, though. Fantastic storm. Beautiful storm on the tanks, but serious siege tank shots are still happening. And all the Dragoons get wiped out. Final storm on the High Templar before he dies. But yeah, tank has 2 kills to his name. No HP to speak of, almost. And we're setting up cannons for a bit of a contain attempt here. But your opponent has tanks, so it's more of a slow attempt than a contain attempt. Yeah, I mean, this is just going to be broken down. Alright, you've got to be doing something else here, ManDinGo. Just more and more Zealots working on armor upgrades. Getting those shuttles. I don't... Oh. Well, a shuttle got in. Somehow. Look at these missile turrets. Look at these Goliaths. I'm not sure that we did any damage here, because that... I mean, that supply count is about where it was. We'll try to keep a closer eye on those drops, though. The yellow ones are easier to see, because they are yellow, but the purple ones... heading to the north, not so much. 144 to 139 supply. Both players are pretty even. Nobody's really managed to expand yet. Not that it's too necessary to do so. You have a lot of resources in your main base and fastest map ever. And these... wow. Siege tanks get left behind. JH pulling back. Suddenly doesn't like the situation that he finds himself in. surprisingly. And then, yep, just kind of keeping him contained so far as ManDingo. He probably could manage to expand. He has a lot of money. He could expand if you want to get that additional income, maybe tech up. You probably don't want to go to carriers at this stage because, again, the Goliath count is getting pretty insane. And Goliaths are pretty amazing against those units. Charon booster getting started too, nevertheless, but I mean, what we've seen work here in the past is just a ton of Dragoons and Zealots and Storm. But that's been the play. A bunch of Stasis too, as you can get it done with Arbiters. So we might see some of that. Definitely seeing the Storm and the Zealot and the Dragoon part, but just not enough Dragoons, I want to say. So ManDingo is at 171 supply. I just don't see the army, unless it's this, all of these Zealots that are coming up. In which case, maybe that is the army, but maybe he's oversaturated on probes. He might just have so many probes that they're taking up its ability to get a ton of army. Those are some good Storms. They weaken the tanks, but they don't kill them. But it makes it a lot easier for the Zealots to get on top of these guys and destroy them if they can get close enough to do so. As it doesn't look like they're going to at all. Wow, so those tanks got stormed. Did not get finished off by the Zealots. A bunch of other ones did go down, though. That's some pretty good stuff. Barracks flying around for some scouting purposes. As we're done with the barracks, we're definitely going for the mech strategy now. It is all Zealots all the time from ManDingo. What is he? Come on, man. Do some other stuff for me. Help me out here, ManDingo. But, I mean, he's got to be comfortable with his strategy. It's got to have worked for him to some point. That's a good storm, though. No. 9 kills. That was only 9 kills. That's garbage. Oh, how many do you have? 17. That's better. That is a better drop for certain. 168 to 152 supply. ManDingo has the lead after wiping out all of those workers of JH's. JH, again, does not have a huge bank he can fall back on here. ManDingo making Corsairs. I guess maybe that's to deal with attempted drops, but I don't know what else you'd be using them for here. EMP coming in here, too. Corsair versus Terran seems like a very, very weird thing to do. Another tank goes down. APM over 200 for JH right now. He is really just in high macro mode, making 10 tanks at a time. Zealots coming in. They have never really been able to breach this little corridor of empty bunkers. Of empty bunkers, but that's a lot of... You're just outnumbered. There are more tanks than Zealots here. And suddenly both players are maxed out. Zealots kind of attacking into their deaths here. Dude, pull back. Do not A-move into this. That is a death trap. Absolutely, pull back. No. Okay, all right. ManDingo not interested in heeding my advice. And everybody dies. That said, when you're making 10 Zealots at a time, you can lose 10 at a time and really not lose too much. I'm liking the Storm. I'm liking the Zealots here. Clearly, if ManDingo is... If he's this good, right? At Brood War has to be ranked this high on this particular league's site. This has got to be a strategy that's worked for him before, but it's just not working now. We're too late into the game. There are too many Goliaths. There are too many tanks, especially. The Zealots just can't even get shots off before they get evaporated here. This High Templar has enough energy for a Storm, but what is one Storm to do? By that, I mean, what are 0 Storms to do? And yeah, I think this is it. I think our game is effectively over. We've got tanks rolling in, Goliaths rolling in. Ugh. Not a happy camper is our Protoss player here. And more Storm drops up here, which do more stuff, but it doesn't really matter. What with the number of tanks that are here, and JH is just not getting out of his base. I mean, the Zealots are slowing it down, right? Let's not lie. They are slowing it down, but I think this transition into Dragoons is too slow. Some Desperation DTs are coming in too, but there's a Science Vessel here, so that's your detection. Yeah, I don't know what else to say here, really. This is just a very slow, methodical tank push from J8. He's up 196 to 176 supply. He is getting into the meat of ManDinGo's home here. Taking down his gateways, taking down pylons. When zealots pop out of gateways, they die instantly. Corsairs flying over. Oh, I guess maybe disruption web, right? Oh, they're going to pick off the science. Well, they're trying to pick off the science vessel. That did not work out. And all the Corsairs die. All right, so fine. You try to pick off the science vessel, and then you bring DTs in and you make something happen. Look at Hallucination on the way from ManDinGo. That's pretty fantastic, right? Hallucination is hilarious. Yeah, this reminds me of one of the fastest map ever games that I cast a while ago, wherein it was just the Terran player got a ton of tanks, moved them in, and that was it. It was just endless reinforcements of tanks and Goliaths streaming across the map. Everything that died got replaced instantly. It felt like at the back lines. And ManDinGo's ability to produce stuff just keeps shrinking. Every one of these gateways that dies is another zealot he can't make. And ManDinGo wants a rematch, which that basically says GG to me. JH throws out the GG too. And ManDinGo has left the game. JH is your winner here in 21 minutes and 23 seconds. Yeah. Yep. Again, I want to believe that ManDinGo had a strategy, and what he was doing was trying to kill the Terran player before he got up to this stage and wasn't able to do it. Was not quite able to do it here. So, in the interest of letting you know what the rankings were, JH is the #1 ranked player right now with a 74-7 record, which is a lot of games. And then ManDinGo is #3 at 69 wins and 32 losses. So he's played a lot more games than JH has, but he has not won at nearly the percentage that JH has here. So nice job opening up with the bio, transitioning in the mech well, getting a ton of factories up, never letting the Protoss in here, taking some storm drops, doing some siege tank drops himself. But just this was the whole goal the entire time, and he executed it very, very well. All right. Well, that is going to be it from me. This has been StarCraft. Whoa, this has been Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another StarCraft Brood War upload. Go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, and Twitch at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, I'm going to sleep. And you take care of yourself.